Greetings and salutations. I'm here at UC Davis to teach you how to lock up your bike, specifically at the bike racks on campus. Let's get this started. So I'm here at Segundo, specifically at Alder, Thompson, and Miller, aka ATM, and I'm gonna show you how to lock up your bike at the most standard of bike racks on campus. So right now I'm in the covered ATM bike parking garage. You can put your bike here and it'll stay out of the rain, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to lock up my bike. So first of all, the best lock that you can have for your bike is gonna be a U-lock, and these racks work best with U-locks. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your U-lock, put it through the frame, put it through the front wheel, and that's it. Simple. Now, if you want to lock up your back wheel, you can also use a chain. There's two ways you can do this. You take your chain, put it through the U-lock, and you wrap it around the back wheel. Make sure to go through the back triangle right here. You bring it around, and then you lock it around this side of your U-lock, and boom. So that's method one. So with method two, you're gonna take your chain, you're gonna wrap it through your back wheel and the frame. But in this case, you're gonna loop it around itself, like so. And then you're gonna put it on your U-lock, and boom shakalaka. You're good. So the next bike rack in the ATM area is gonna be these. These aren't very secure, so I wouldn't recommend locking your bike next to them, and 9 times out of 10, there's gonna be a better rack nearby, but just for the sake of it, I'll show you how to lock your bike to these. And if you were to lock your bike to one of these, I would use a chain and a U-lock, because if you just use a U-lock, it's not very secure. So let's do it. So we're first gonna take our U-lock, and we're gonna wrap it through the front wheel, and then we're gonna take our chain, we're gonna put it through the back wheel, and then typically I do method 2 with this kind of bike rack, and then put it around the U-lock, and then boom. So the next stop on our little tour around campus is right here in the Reagan Hall area. I'm specifically outside Sereno Hall, which, fun fact, was my dorm in my first year. But regardless, these are our next bike racks. And like the last ones, these aren't very secure, but sometimes you gotta lock your bike up here because there's not enough room in the normal standard racks. So with this rack, I would actually put my back wheel in first, because you can lock up more of the bike if it's the back wheel first instead of the front wheel, so it's a little more secure. So let's get started. Take our U-lock, put it through the rack, the wheel, and the frame. And if you don't have a chain, you can leave it like this. This is fairly secure, but I would still use a chain if you have a chain. So we'll wrap it around the front wheel this time, and you can use either method 1 or 2. I'm gonna use method 2. And then, just like all the others so far, take our U-lock, put it through the U-lock, and now you have, it's going through the wheel, the rack, the frame, and the front wheel. So it's a lot harder to steal. All right, so now we're at the second most common bike rack on campus. These are more of like a communal type. These specific bike racks are right outside Weimar Hall. You can also find them in other academic buildings and at the ARC and MU. All right, so this is how you lock your bike to these kinds of bike racks. Take your U-lock, put it through the rack, put it through the front wheel and the frame. And that's how you do it without a chain. If you want to do it with a chain, once again, you can now use method 1 or 2. For the sake of diversity, let's use method 1 this time. So just like all the others, chain onto the bike U-lock, like so, lock it up, and nice and secure. All right, so the next bike rack on our fun little journey is here at Wixon Hall. And it's pretty much the same configuration as all the others with the U-lock up front and then the chain through the back wheel. So take our U-lock, put it through the frame and the front wheel like so. And then we're gonna take our chain, put it through the back wheel. And then we're gonna be using method 1 and like that. So it looks like we're at the end of our journey because this is the last variety of bike racks on campus. You can find these at the silo, and this specific one is right in front of the bike barn. So let's show you how to lock your bike up to these. So this variety of bike rack is kind of interesting because it's technically 2 in 1. So I can put one bike here and I can put another one here. All right, so let's first lock it up with the handlebars facing forward. So just like all the others, we'll take our U-lock, put it through the front wheel and the frame. And if we were just to do it without the chain, it would look like this. This is pretty secure, but if you did have a chain, I would suggest using it. So just like all the other racks, put the chain through the back wheel and then put it through like this. You can also, another method, you can also put both chain holes on one side of the U-lock. That's also pretty secure. And then like that. Pretty secure. So that's handlebars forward. So similar to the bike racks outside of Reagan, we'll put the back wheel first. So we'll take our U-lock, we'll put it through the frame, the rack, and the rear wheel. This one can be a bit iffy, but it should look like this. And then we'll take our chain, put it through the front wheel like so. And then for the sake of ease for this one, I'm gonna use method 2. So we'll loop it around and then put it on the U-lock and then lock it all together and boom. All right, that's it.